when it comes to superhero films, Justice League has become a huge film topic that I have ever talked about on Codo Cinema. True, yes, I have talked a lot about of Marvel. There's definitely a lot of Marvel content I've talked about, but when it comes to DC Comics, it's literally Justice League. And right now, I am hearing that Warner Brothers is regretting their decision to release Zack Snyder's Justice League. Roll the music. Welcome to another episode of Codo Cinema, the podcast show where I talk about movies. I'm your host, Mark Codo, aka Codo Man, or should I say, the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Codo, aka Codo Man. Well, you heard that right. Somehow Warner Brothers has regret the decision to release Zack Snyder's Justice League. I wish I was making that up, but no, I am not making that up. Because just recently, about a week ago, or almost a week ago, I should say, there has been multiple articles coming out saying that Warner Brothers has regretted the decision to release Zack Snyder's version of Justice League. And actually, one of the first few sources that came with the decision was from Variety. Somehow, an article from Variety titled "From Batgirl Fallout to Rebooting Superman: All the Landmines Facing the Next DC Chief," because they brought in a new chief named Dan Lin, who produced the Lego Batman film. And of course, obviously, probably another obvious thing coming in is David Zaslav, who is basically the now CEO of Warner Bros. Discovery. They're trying to change course to get back on track with releasing DC Comics films to be released in theaters, because somehow with the Batgirl film that Warner Brothers filmed, they were originally going to put it out on HBO Max, but with poor test screenings, it did not go out well. It did not go well, which sees the cancellation of the Batgirl film. Now this is where Dave Zaslav is trying to steer course, trying to get back on track. So with that going in style, now I'm hearing something more about Warner Brothers being upset about Zack Snyder's Justice League. Well, first of all, they're upset because they released this for the fans, and yet they're really upset. They're really upset, and I don't understand why they're upset. Why should they be upset on regretting the decision to release Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is the director's cut? This was something that many fans were wanting for, because in 2017 we got Joss Whedon's version of Justice League, but Zack Snyder still had directing credit to it. But the problem was, with that film, Joss Whedon reshot about 80 to 90% of that film, while 10 to 20% was 10 to 20% of the film was not even reshot, and that was like Zack Snyder's version. Somehow, the entire version of Justice League back in 2017 that we got was literally Joss Whedon's instead of Zack Snyder's. But somehow Warner Brothers kept Zack Snyder's name because obviously Zack Snyder retains the full directing credit while Joss Whedon got a writing credit for it. And to be honest, this really comes out as this really comes out as a surprise and shock, I find. Now, I'm pretty sure a boatload of people are probably saying, well, that's no surprise because Warner Brothers has made a lot of dumb decisions lately, particularly in the DC extended universe. I mean, that could be true. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I mean, Warner Brothers is regretting the decision to release the Zack Snyder Justice League film. Oh, so they don't regret releasing Joss Whedon's version, Josh Whedon's take on Justice League, or how about or how about firing Johnny Depp over false allegations of domestic abuse, or even not firing Ezra Miller during post production of the Flash film. Where were those regrets for that, Warner Brothers? So you don't regret those, but you regret releasing Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, I'm gonna read this quote over. I found the quote from Variety, from the Variety article, and this is in the paragraph section of "Winning Over the Fans," and I quote: "Privately, studio insiders have lamented that Zack Snyder's Justice League never should have happened. Rather than quiet the unceasing online campaign to hashtag release the Snyder Cut, the 4-hour HBO Max feature only further entrenched the vocal and extremely online," and I quote, "Snyderverse fan base in opposition to the leadership at the studio in general and at DC in particular. That group may be hard to win over, but DC has to do a better job of cultivating the kind of compelling franchises that will enable them to build up the kind of passionate, engaged, and excited fan base that can drown out the haters. That takes patience, which has often been in short supply at DC, where corporate overlords have long made it clear that they wanted their own in-house rival to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or should I say MCU, but have failed to understand that kind of blood and sweat and tears it can take to build that kind of juggernaut." Okay, I will say this. Yes, it is hard to win over fans. It can be hard at times to win over fans, but when you have a film like titled Justice League, that is meant to be one of the biggest superhero team-ups of all time. One of the biggest superhero team-ups of all time. And somehow Warner Brothers threw that in the trash, removing Zack Snyder's vision from a film that we were originally going to get in 2017, and it was replaced by something else, forcing Joss Whedon to reshoot almost the entire film is literally throwing something away. And look, I can't really blame Joss Whedon too much on this, because look, I get it. He was forced in at the last minute to reshoot everything. But now, from what we know now, what's going on with Joss Whedon, it it did not go out well. Especially now we have other actors like Ray Fisher coming out and saying that Joss Whedon was being a bully, being unprofessional on set during these reshoots, and literally over sexualizing Wonder Woman in that film. I mean, oh my goodness, in the Joss Whedon cut. But this is where Warner Bros. Should have regretted the decision to reshoot the entire Justice League film, not regretting on the director's cut. I mean, the fans were really looking forward to see a director's cut of Justice League, but Warner Brothers was trying to hide that. That was the thing. Like, they were trying to hide it so much, but no, there was a director's cut revealed by Zack Snyder himself. He really stated that yes, there was a director's cut, and somehow Warner Bros. Went on with that decision to release the Snyder cut, and they agreed to that decision. But somehow the people from Warner Bros. Who were complaining about it were basically the former executives at Warner Brothers, and this was definitely before the Warner Brothers Discovery merger that we're getting now from David Zaslav, because this is what's going on right now. This is the Warner Brothers Discovery merger we're getting, and the former executives are now complaining about it, like they don't care about they don't really care about Zack Snyder. Now, yeah, they don't. Which probably would mean they don't care about Zack Snyder's version of the DC extended universe. I mean, look, Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is not a perfect director, and I get that to an extent. He's not Steven Spielberg. He's not Martin Scorsese. Zack Snyder is his own thing. Not all of his films are perfect, but they do have some cool action sequences and some neat visual effects. And for the DC extended universe, from starting with Man of Steel, he at least tried to do something good with it, even if it's not great. But I see it as a good thing. Man of Steel with Henry Cavill as Superman. It wasn't a perfect film, but it was an entertaining film that really set up expectations for the DC extended universe. But when Batman vs. Superman came along, Warner Bros. Stepped in and interfered with the director's visions with not only that film, but also Suicide Squad that David Ayer also directed, but Zack Snyder was also producing as well. And then we also got Wonder Woman, which actually turned out to be a pretty huge success, despite the so-so third act. And now Justice League. Justice League was like the big team up film. Basically the Avengers. Basically the Avengers. Kind of because DC and Marvel are basically rivals. Marvel's got the Avengers while DC's got the Justice League. So they're basically the rivals. But somehow not just DC, but Warner Brothers is trying so hard to play catch up to Marvel that they did not have a plan. There was no plan. They had no plan. The people at Warner Brothers, the former executives at Warner Brothers, had no plan with the DC extended universe with Zack Snyder. And I feel bad for Zack Snyder because in my opinion, for Zack Snyder's Justice League, I love the hell out of that film. That was an awesome film. I love the hell out of that film. It was an awesome film. Now, did I think it was perfect? No, I wouldn't say it's a perfect film, but the thing is, when Zack Snyder, what I saw from Zack Snyder's vision, it seems like I can see what he was trying to go with. He was trying to build in characterizations, fill in plot holes, character development, trying to balance out the seriousness and the coolness and the humor as well, but also trying to continue the storyline for what Batman vs. Superman left off. And yeah, that was a pretty nice, cool thing that Zack Snyder was trying to do. Hey, it's not perfect, but at least I can try to follow along despite the 4-hour pace. Despite the 4-hour runtime. That's probably one of my other things I can definitely criticize is that runtime. It is a long film, and I could definitely see why some people did not like the runtime for that. I mean, it's understandable, but hey, it's a director's cut, so technically you got what you want. You got what you wanted. But somehow, let's go back to 2017. Let's go back to 2017, where Warner Brothers butchered Zack Snyder's version. And here's the thing: they're not regretting that decision. They're not regretting that. They're regretting Zack Snyder's version, so they're not regretting the fact that the 2017 Justice League film that Joss Whedon did was a complete misfire. It was literally a mixed bag. I mean, because although many people see it as like a not good film, but it was a complete mixed bag. Because some people did appreciate the light tone, while others find it inconsistent. I mean, Gal Gadot and Ezra Miller were pretty well as Wonder Woman and Flash. But the problem was, you can definitely tell how rushed that film was, how incomplete the visual effects were, how the villain, Steppenwolf, was so forgettable in that film, and yet the Steppenwolf in the director's cut was a lot better. And the jokes, the writing, it was so bad. Like Ezra Miller sounds like Tom Holland's Spider-Man a little bit. Ben Affleck's Batman became more of a joke, making Adam West's Batman look more better in 1966. And on top of that, the infamous mustache from Henry Cavill was so recognizable. It was so recognizable. I mean, oh my god. Like, literally, like that film could have been pushed back to 2018. But no, somehow the Warner Bros. Executives need their paychecks. They rushed the film to get their paychecks. So yeah, there you have it. Oh, and may I remind you, the green screen effect during the cornfield Smallville scene where Clark Kent and Lois Lane were standing out in the middle of a cornfield, and yet you get a shot of Superman standing in front of an obvious green screen with the cornfield, with literally the cornfield. I'm just recognizing that green screen. I was like, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? You got a green screen in the middle of a cornfield, and yet you're standing in a cornfield. Like, that is an actual cornfield you're standing in, and yet you got an actual green screen because you want to reshoot that scene. And the fact that you have to have Henry Cavill's mustache, like, Warner Brothers, what type of decision was that? I mean, you got open cornfields here in Illinois. Hell, my buddy Christian Terror and I said the same thing about that one.
Come over to Illinois. There's literally abandoned barns everywhere. Like,
I mean,
like, come on.
Exactly. Oh man, that was.
So, yeah, and I may be going far back, but literally, you regret releasing the director's cut, but not the 2017 version with Joss Whedon. I mean, there's multiple articles that I found that are saying the same thing. Cinema Blend, CBR, and of course the direct, and there's probably a few other sources as well. I mean, oh my god. I mean, yeah. And to be fair, it was definitely true, because there was absolutely no plan. There was literally no plan. Warner Brothers had no plan. But somehow the insiders at Warner Brothers regret the Snyder Cut. Like, really? You really want to go that far? I mean, like I said earlier, they're not regretting the releasing Joss Whedon's version, nor they're not even regretting the firing decision on letting Johnny Depp go due to false allegations. And not firing Ezra Miller because of all his controversies that he's having while working on The Flash. I mean, really? Where was all that? Where was all that, Warner Bros.? I mean, Warner Bros. Is definitely in a bad spot right now. I mean, Warner Brothers right now is in a bad spot, but I can definitely see the whole Discovery merger. I mean, I hope that goes pretty well. I mean, I hope David Zaslav and the new producer at Warner Brothers, Dan Lin. I mean, they're bringing in Dan Lin since he was a producer on the Lego Batman. Now they got him and David Zaslav. I mean, let's see how let's see how these two work out. I mean, you never know. I mean, you never know. You never know. I mean, those two might do pretty well. I mean, if they can get the DC extended universe back on track, maybe the future of DC films could be good. I mean, but as of now, it's not looking good because of all the bad decisions that Warner Brothers has made. Especially now, I mean, right now, I feel bad for the other DC films that were actually getting pushed back. Well, for reasons too, because obviously Aquaman 2 because of the visual effects, but also the rumor of whether or not Amber Heard is going to get removed from the film or not. That is still circling around. Shazam! Fury of the Gods being pushed back as well. But I'm still looking forward to those films because those films, I mean, particularly Shazam, I feel like Shazam might actually turn out to be pretty well. Aquaman 2, it's up in the air right now, depending on where they're gonna go with the Amber Heard situation. But may I also mention Black Adam? I'm actually looking forward to that one too. That Black Adam with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that might actually turn out to be pretty well. I might be looking forward to that. But it could also depend on the marketing because somehow Warner Brothers does not have the money for the marketing. So, yep, Warner Brothers is in deep trouble right now. And I thought Walt Disney Pictures was in trouble. I mean, look what Disney's going through right now with many of their films. I mean, they have not been doing pretty well with their customers, and I feel like Warner Brothers is literally trying to raise up the competition right now. Man, I mean, oh jeez, like it really sucks. I mean, because it really sucks. I mean, because I like Zack Snyder's Justice League. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect film, but at least it's a film that I can at least watch and get the idea of what it's like to properly tell a superhero team up, despite skipping over other solo films like Cyborg, The Flash, and of course. Well, actually, no. That is it. No, actually, no, that is it. Because Aquaman and Wonder Woman, because Aquaman had his solo film after Justice League, although I wish that one came out before that. But who am I also thinking? I'm thinking of Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern, because I feel like they had 6 members in the Zack Snyder's Justice League. Well, true, Joss Whedon's as well. Although I probably wouldn't mind Martian Manhunter or Green Lantern filling in as the 7th member. I mean, that's just my take. I mean, yeah, but also yeah, But anyway, Warner Brothers right now with this whole controversy of saying, "Oh, we regret releasing Zack Snyder's Justice League. Oh, we regret that." Come on, man. I mean, if that's the route that you're gonna go with, then you gotta grow up. You gotta grow up, Warner Brothers executives, or should I say, former executives over at Warner Brothers. They should definitely grow up. I mean, I wish David Zaslav the best of luck. I mean, I hope he's able to get back on track, and I also wish the best of luck to Dan Lin. I wish those guys the best of luck. I mean, I hope they'll able to steer back on course for this, So anyway, what do you all think of this whole Zack Snyder Justice League, or should I say Warner Bros. Regrets the decision to release Zack Snyder's Justice League? I mean, what do you all think? I mean, what's your thought on it? I mean, what's your thought on this decision? Well, let me know your thought. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. I know this was a bit of a rant because here's the thing, seeing this thing, and hearing that Warner Bros. Regrets the decision to release the Snyder Cut, the director's cut. I mean, in my opinion, that's just come on. Come on, that's just low. That's just low. That's just basically low. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in to Codo Cinema, and also if you want to check out my other episodes of Codo Cinema where I talked about the Justice League films. They are on the WEIU website, where I actually did my 100 episodes over there. If you want to check out my other episodes of Justice League, you can definitely check out episode 50, episode 55, episode 65, episode 76, and episode 93, where you could actually check out my other takes on the Justice League film. So anyway, that's all I have. Thank you all for tuning into Codo Cinema. I'm your host, Mark Codo, aka Codo Man. Remember to watch movies and stay positive.